so we can look and we can say what good has come out of the coronavirus. The corona bonus, I call it. Two bonuses come to mind. The first bonus is that people being quarantined had and still have a moment of deep reflection. A moment of no longer being distracted by external busyness, running around at the end of the day, sometimes nothing even accomplished at all, but a lot of busyness, moving around and shopping and doing things of that particular nature. And because of the quarantine, many people have had the time to reflect upon themselves and ask themselves, what kind of person do I want to be? What is it that's essential in my life and what's non-essential? What activities are essential? What activities are just activities that I use to bide my time to be anti-bored until I die? You see? And so individuals have said to themselves, I get emails and people on my Instagram saying things like, you know, the beauty about the quarantine is I've discovered I've been running away from myself. I've been running away from my deep spiritual practice. I've been running away from parts of myself that were unhealed that I was afraid to look at, woundedness that I was projecting onto other people all the time and not dealing with it myself. I was vomiting on other people, and I should have been turning within and cleaning up my own act so that I can embrace other people. I became aware that people may have triggered me, but they didn't install what was in me. That was already there before I met them. I just projected it upon them, you see. So the Corona bonus has provided the context for some deep introspection. Corona bonus number 2. We saw the public execution of George Floyd. And you know what? People couldn't run away from it. They couldn't run away from it because they were quarantined. They had to watch it. They had to watch it 18 times on different social media, the news, and that provided the context for people to hit the streets and say, no more. Not just in Minneapolis, not just on the East Coast, West Coast, the United States of America, Australia, New Zealand, Great Britain, Peking. Oh, people all over the world are rising up and say, oh no. We must deconstruct racism. We must deconstruct injustice. Something has got to change. And you know what the bonus is? The bonus is this. There was no distractions to keep people from doing it. They couldn't go to the movies. They couldn't go to a football game. They couldn't go to a basketball game. They couldn't go to a hockey game. They couldn't go to a ping pong game. They couldn't do nothing but look at a thing and call it a thing. In the past, people have been murdered in the past. Trayvon Martin. People have been murdered in the past. And it was a momentary pissosity by the community. And then our white brothers and sisters would look at it and say, oh, that's a terrible thing. It shouldn't have happened. But then back to the opera, back to the movies, back to the season tickets, back to this, back to shopping, you know. And then a month later, we back to business as usual. Somebody gets killed again, and everybody's mad. But this time was something different. There were no distractions. No distractions. You had to look at a thing and say, oh my God. People began to ask questions. How long has this been going on? Oh, wow, really? That long? Years and years and years? Way back to lynching time, which has started again, by the way. Oh my God, I didn't know you guys had been living like that all this time. You've been afraid of the police? We love the police. Well, we have a different relationship to the police, you see? And so, without that distraction, people began to do deeper introspection. Am I a part of white privilege and don't know about it? Are you been living under the aegis of racism all this time? Oh my God, I want to do something about it. I want to change. I want to have a soulful, hard conversations. I want to make a difference. I want to study. I want to know what's happening, you see. And so the Corona bonus provided deep introspection. Remember, what's the question here? There's grace notes in the darkness. That man being murdered and others being murdered, that's dark. It's not it's not just push that under the rug there. That's some dark stuff. That's devious. That's sinister. That's nasty. That's devilish, you see. For somebody to kill somebody like that, you see. However, the sacrifice of that life, that is to make sacred, provided the context for some good to emerge for the universe that's progressive, to keep inching forward.